Though Team Ninja has certainly kept busy over the years, churning out fast-paced action games and fighting titles in rapid succession, it's been a few years since the studio has unveiled a new IP. However, all that changes with Wo Long Fallen Dynasty, the next big project from the Japanese developer. Revealed last summer during the Xbox and Bethesda Games showcase, Wo Long Fallen Dynasty is a Souls-like action RPG based on Lao Guanzhong's 14th century historical novel Romance of the Three Kingdoms. However, much like Team Ninja's Nioh, Wo Long Fallen Dynasty offers a fantastical take on ancient history, embellishing well-known stories with demonic forces and mythical beings. With Nioh director Fumihiko Yasuda and Bloodborne producer Masaaki Yamagiwa at the helm of Wo Long, it's no surprise the upcoming game is one of the most anticipated of 2023. Here's everything you need to know about Wo Long Fallen Dynasty. The upcoming action RPG is set in China during 184 AD, just before the fall of the Han Dynasty and the start of the Three Kingdoms period. As such, the game also features several legendary figures of the time, including Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, Zhao Yun, and Lu Bu. However, this is not your average retelling of ancient Chinese history. According to Team Ninja, Wo Long Fallen Dynasty is a dark fantasy, one where players must ward off demons as they fight for survival. Team Ninja also elaborated on the game's name, revealing a fair bit about Wo Long's story in the process. According to the studio, quote, Wo Long refers to a crouching dragon, which also refers to a hero or person of greatness who is not yet known. This is the story of officers who will later become heroes during their unknown period, and also the story of a protagonist's rise from being a nobody. In Wo Long Fallen Dynasty, players are given the chance to fully customize not only how their character looks, but how they control as well. After creating a character, players will get the option to select one of 5 phases, or combat styles. These ultimately dictate a character's stats, starting spells, and what divine beast will aid them. Each phase has a unique focus. Metal is for debuffing enemies, wood is healing and support, water is stealth, fire is attack, and earth is defense. As you level up your character over time, you are free to invest experience in any of the 5 elements. So if you ultimately want to spec out a character whose focus differs from your starting phase, you are able to do so. Additionally, players will also have free reign to select what weapon they'd like to use from a wide collection of glaives, sabers, swords, and more, with each weapon having different strengths and weaknesses that play into the different phases. Core to Wo Long Fallen Dynasty's gameplay is its morale system, which indicates the strength of both your character and your opponents. By defeating enemies with a higher morale rank than your character, your own morale increases faster and more valuable items will be dropped. Uncovering new checkpoints locks in the base morale rank for both the player and enemies, and if the player is defeated, their morale rank will reset to that baseline when they awaken at their most recently discovered checkpoint. Combat in Wo Long will be based on traditional martial arts, according to Team Ninja, and will emphasize graceful movement and deflection. Your character has a spirit meter with an orange negative side and blue positive side. When you boot up the game, the meter will be neutral, neither side filled. Successful strikes on enemies will net you positive spirit. As you use special abilities, block or dodge attacks, or take hits from enemies, that positive spirit will be chipped away, crossing over into the negative if you don't get any successful hits on an opponent. If the negative side fills up, your character is staggered, which will reset the meter to neutral, but leave you open to attacks for a brief moment with no ability to defend yourself. Enemies also have their own spirit meters that work similarly to the players, and successfully pushing opponents' gauges into the negative will leave them open for a takedown once filled. Certain attacks from enemies can be countered. As they wind up their attack, if a red energy fissure appears over the center of them, blocking the following attack at the moment it hits will deflect the enemy, massively negating their spirit meter and leaving them open to a big counter attack from you, or possibly even a lethal takedown if they are a lower level opponent or their health is depleted enough. In GameSpot's Wo Long Fallen Dynasty preview, Phil Hornshaw praised the game's combat.
The speedy gameplay, the variety of attack options, and the push and pull nature of the spirit system make Wo Long feel like a fresh spin on Souls-like games. It captures the difficulty and skill players like about the genre, while pushing a different kind of action game feel.
Team Ninja has stated Wo Long Fallen Dynasty will be its most challenging game yet. However, this did not stop the studio from opting out of including difficulty settings. Though the game might not have difficulty settings, there is a silver lining in the game's multiplayer option, which grants players the ability to summon a friend during tough battles. Wo Long Fallen Dynasty is set to release on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on March 3rd, 2023. If you're an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, you can look forward to the title hitting the subscription service on day one. There are two versions of Wo Long Fallen Dynasty available for pre-order, Standard Edition and Deluxe Edition. If pre-ordered, both versions come with the Juk and Baihu armor sets. The Deluxe Edition also includes a digital art book, digital mini soundtrack, and the game's Season Pass, complete with the King Long armor set. Wo Long Fallen Dynasty seems to be taking the tried and true Souls-like formula and giving it a unique twist with its spirit meter, morale system, and phases. Stay tuned to GameSpot for our full review and additional coverage around the game.